Hey, what's going on, everybody, and welcome to this week's edition of my Path to Guitar Virtuosity, the vlog. Okay, so this week I am focused on increasing my picking speed as always. It's been a very frustrating experience because I feel like my left hand has always been quite a bit faster than my right hand, but fortunately about 3 weeks ago I took a Skype lesson with Dave Martone. I typically do my Skype lessons with Greg Howe, and he's been out of town on tour, and I needed some extra help in my picking, so I thought I'd reach out to Dave, and he gave me some really good pointers on how to hold my pick. So he introduced me to it's called like pick slanting. So I'm gonna not just angle my pick this way by bending my thumb, but I'm gonna lean my hand forward so that I'm kind of grazing across the strings almost. And that idea was like really weird and really frustrating for the first several days. It didn't make a whole lot of sense, but the more I practiced with it, the more it started to feel pretty good. So he encouraged me to go through like the G major scale with that pattern. Just on 2 strings. See if I can get this one. And I can only really do it well with palm muting right now. If I take the palm muting off, I feel like I lose the control a little bit. So it's still a little stiff in the playing, but for the first time, I feel like my right hand all of a sudden is caught up to where my left hand is. And the issue is no longer trying to get my right hand to move fast enough. The issue is now, is my left hand fast enough to keep up with it, and can I sync them together? Because when I test my legato playing, and I play through something like this, that's the fastest I can go. And now I add the picking. It's a little sloppy, but you can see that I'm just as fast with the pick as without. And I always thought of myself as being a really strong legato player. Come to find out, my legato actually needs quite a bit of work. So that's the other thing I'm focusing on is I'll take breaks from working on the picking just to get into the legato. So now I'm tired. I'm tired there. So that's an excerpt from Joe Satriani's guitar solo in the song Gna from his Is There Love in Space album. And it's real legato heavy, like more so than several of his other solos. It's just a total chromatic legato workout. So I've been using that to really work on my legato technique. And yeah, it still needs some work. I can only consistently do legato sextuplets at about 120 BPM, and I need to get that up to about 140. So here's 120 right here. See, and I'm already struggling doing 120. So that's like my top speed. But probably consistently, I'm more at like 100. Here's 102. I'm tired. So my legato, that was a big wake-up call. It needs a lot of work. The other thing that I am focusing on is in my sweep picking, working on starting to go across all 6 strings. I've got this 5-string pattern pretty well. That needs to be increased a little bit, but I'm pretty happy with that speed. So I'll continue working on that, but I'm not like ashamed of myself with it like I am with this pattern. So that one needs to be tweaked a little bit, and then adding a hammer on the 6th string. I was watching a Chris Brooks video, great guitar player from Australia. He's got some great teaching material, and he's got some cool 6-string shapes. So, but instead of picking string 6, I'm hammering on, and that's a little trick I learned from Greg Howe. It's like, do you have to pick every note, and is it easier to just do a hammer on? So. So that's what I'm working on with that, and then also the other major shape. I'm real bad at that one. I feel like once I get those 3 shapes, I'm going to be pretty set with my sweep picking. So I'm good with this shape. Now I need to get this shape. And then I need to get the other shape, which I haven't even done this one as minor. I don't know. Maybe I don't need to do that one. Maybe just 2 shapes will be good enough, and I can fool everyone into thinking I'm a virtuoso by playing the other ones really well. Yeah, I guess a virtuoso can pretty much play everything well, but there are so many legendary players that they can't do everything well, but the things they can do well, they do really, really well. So maybe I just need 2 great sweep arpeggio shapes, and I can exploit that to its fullest potential. And then the other thing is, yesterday I spent some time, I tried to learn songs. I started learning Megadeth's Take No Prisoners, which I actually didn't enjoy working on as much as I thought I would. I love the song, love listening to it, but I don't enjoy learning the metal riff, so I went to my punk rock roots, started learning some old, like, Newfound Glory, some pop punk stuff, and some other hits from the 90s, and I was like, oh yeah, this is where it's at. So I think sometimes I work on metal just for the sake of, like, thinking I need to push my technique, when really what I want to do, you know, is play riffs like this. And now I'm out of tune, so you know what, forget all of that. So trying to balance my time between working on things that push me and things that I actually really enjoy and want to do. So striking that balance can be a little bit tricky, but pushing the legato and pushing the picking and the sweep picking, those are the big things this week. Hey, thanks for tolerating me, and I'll see you guys next time. Also, I'm going to get into mastering, not mastering, but mixing and tweaking the 10 songs that I did from my 10-week album, basically, that I put out on YouTube. So in the next few weeks, I'll start working on the mixing process, and then get that sent off to be mastered, and then actually release it as a full album. And then we'll go through another 10-week cycle and finish another album that I've got started. So I'm looking forward to that. Okay, bye-bye.